I don't know what is happening to me. Everyone has vanished. My house feels different. I can't step foot outside my house without coming into my house again. It's as if it's on some sort of loop. All the color has been drained from my eyes. Ever since I had this fucking dream last night. All the clocks are stuck at 3:05 a.m. and I keep having repeating thoughts about this dream, so I'm going to recount it as best as I can. Actually, it's worth noting, before the brink of sleep, I did notice a strange yet distinguishable sound coming up to my ear. But anyway, we'll get up to the dream. So, I was just walking in a lush it seemed to be a forest. And it was at the peak of twilight. But the sky seemed off, and I couldn't exactly acknowledge it, but I knew that the sky just seemed off. But not only was it just the sky, it was also my breathing. My breathing was really short, and my breathing was really, irregular. It was irregular, short, and basically it just seemed like I was hurt. Something has hurt me, and yeah, I was walking along and I could hear a faint distant sound beginning to approach me. I can't quite make a logical explanation of the sound, but it was kind of like a screaming of a child, basically. The screaming of a child, but it was only more inhuman and distorted. Every step I was taking, I would notice the sound getting more and more, it was getting basically closer. The sound was getting more and more closer. And I didn't look back. For some reason, I didn't look back. And it's as if I already knew what was behind me, and I knew my impending doom. So I just kept walking at my regular pace. And there were these dark figures amidst the trees. They kept walking, and they were dancing. It seemed to be dancing. They seemed to be doing some... Look, I can't really... It wasn't exactly dancing, but that's what my mind made it out to be. It's as best logic as I can really give you. It just looked something like dancing. But they kept raising their left hand every so often, and then they would resume dancing again. So slowly, more and more started to form, and the scream became more noticeable. The scream behind me, that is, and it was changing sound, but I could kind of make it out to be like a long lost relative of mine, and it was calling my name. But something wasn't right with his voice. Something wasn't right with his voice. It just seemed kind of off. You know when something just doesn't feel right. But I could still make it out to be him. So I kept walking, and I looked to my right, and I saw a lone cabin sitting next to a river. But with the cabin, the lights inside the cabin kept flickering on and off constantly, and I swear to God, I saw the most horrific thing in the window. Something that God himself has left behind. So I basically just panicked. And I ran, and as I was running, these shadow figures in the trees were dancing more aggressively. But with their dancing, they held their left hand up the whole time they were doing it. And the approaching noise behind me, it was becoming more and more like the sound of the apocalypse itself. It was deafening and it was maddening, and it was as if like chaos itself had a sound. I don't know what that means, but it just sounded like chaos as a sound, as a manifestation of a sound. And I ran faster and faster, with everything around me getting more and more distorted, and the sounds and the sights were becoming more maddening and deafening. Until what I seemed, if I can remember correctly, I looked up into the sky, I could acknowledge it, and it seemed to be the cross of Lorraine up in the sky, and it was getting brighter and brighter. Now, I knew as soon as I saw it, everything was okay. It's as if like the light at the end of the tunnel sort of saying, you know, everything's going to be okay. But basically, as when I could acknowledge this thing, it just vanished. Just like that, it just vanished. And to me, in the dream, it was like a sick game. Like this cross was salvation itself. It was what was going to save me from this dream. And it just vanished. And I felt abandoned. I felt absolutely abandoned, and anyway, the cross just vanished and the sky was off again, so I woke up. Just another dream, but usually with me, when I wake up, dreams will, you know, they'll basically just vanish within 10 minutes. And this one didn't. I remembered everything and woke up. Now, when I wake up, I always open my blind, and so I did. I went to go open my blind, and the sky seemed off. Now, usually, everything in my house wasn't right. Everything in my house, it felt like a replica. I went into my kitchen and nothing felt right. It was as if it was a mirror of my own house. But not only that, the air just felt dense. And I've pinched myself. I've done reality checks, because people say that when you're in a dream, you can do some sort of reality checks by looking at the time, looking back at the time, and it'll be completely different to what you saw originally. I've done all that, and nothing's working. Somehow I am able to record this video, and it's the most logic I am getting out of everything right now. What's really bothering me is that I can't see color anymore, and I can't breathe properly. And I'm seeing shadows. I'm seeing shadows outside of the window. The exact shadows that I saw in my dream. And I can hear the fucking screaming!